I think men should be honest with women. If we were more honest and we was just like, look, I'll be, loyal, I'll protect, I'll provide, but I'm going to do my thing from time to time. You would be in a better position with women if more men were telling the truth. But because more men are so weak, they're literally lying to women about cheating. So who's really running the relationship?
This episode of Point of View Uncensored is sponsored by Juicy Details, here located on the southeast side of Atlanta. Welcome to Point of View Uncensored, where our views are based off facts and not feelings. I'm Dr. Renaissance.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. It's your favorite brother, DJ. You great?
And it's your boy Swain, man. What's going on?
Good. So thank you for coming back. You see, it's the second time on the show.
Yeah, they hated me. Oh my God.
Yeah, they were a little upset. So I said, let's bring you back. You kind of cursing feelings a lot of our clips from the other episode. So before we go into that, we're gonna talk about that later. But I do want to talk about. So is this profile or this
content creator?
Yeah, it's content creator that I'm following. Well, the page is called Tonight's Conversation Card. And so the one guy that I follow a lot, his name is Rico Hundo. He was on the show. He was on that show. Talking about pretty much a man that sleeps with women, a lot of women for validation is a weak man, but then he goes and says, "Oh, but I give them praise when they do it." And I'll bring the clip on this to give you perspective, but I just want to hear what y'all take on that because that's not the double standard to me. Like you saying that this person's weak, but then you clapping their hands. I mean, you're praising them. So are you saying that you're weak?
What do you think?
I think that if you saying one thing and you're doing something opposite, that's a contradiction to me. Like, you can't say, oh, that's a weak man, but then you clap their hands, or you're praising them as if like they do the right thing. So are they weak or not? Are you praising them for being weak? I mean, it makes me, I'm a bit confused. So I don't know.
I just think that all depends on the man, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, it's not no secret that women have always been kind of like a trophy to men. It's hard to get, bro. The average man is not getting like that, bro. He's not sleeping with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? That's why when a dude sleep with a lot of women, he like, oh, great job. Oh, that's all, like, remember the movie How to Be a Player? That's why that was like created, because that has always been, the way it is. So I don't necessarily think you're a weak man for doing it, but however, I think that it will come to a point where enough is enough and it can destroy you because it's just going to knock you off your path and your purpose, because you can't be giving all these women all this attention and think you're going to be focused on your grind. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it.
He sounds like he's being double-minded. And what's the quote? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like he knows what he's doing to please all audiences that are tuned in. On the one side, I think it's culturally in the Western world, it is a trophy or something to be like highly esteemed of if you are a man who sleeps with or collects women. I don't see how that survives in cultures where people had different values for the women, had certain respect for like family reputation. So, I think that we're in a candy shop and we're just enjoying it and having our way with it. And then his other perspective where he's talking about he applauds it, you're applauding it because it shows that you have like a certain level of like desire behind you, like we're valued in some type of way to be able to pull this off. So I think he's clickbait.
You will forever receive accolades as a man. Did I say it right? Accolades? As a man for having an abundance of women, because the average man will never do that in his lifetime, bro. Unless he's paying for it. But I mean, a genuine interaction with a woman, naturally, if you're doing that as a man, that's not easy.
I'm glad for paying, because on I think the same episode, he said another thing about, and I'll show that clip on the episode as well, where he said that, for women to say that, no, you can't have sex for 90 days, it's just like the man should say, I'm not paying for dinner, I'm not paying for expenses for 90 days.
I agree.
Like, so that does equate.
First of all, I would never deal with a woman that tells me that she's, put me on a 90-day rule or whatever the hell, because in my opinion, you ain't gonna do that to Drake, Chris Brown, none of these niggas. I'm not saying that I'm those niggas, but what I'm saying is that you're only doing that because you see me as not worth. I'm not going for that. That's a woman that's playing games. And fellas, if you dealing with women like that, you're losing. I would never. I think that's crazy.
I think it goes back to like the type of individual that you're doing it with. Most people are putting these rules in place kind of like a system for themselves, almost to try to like, prove something to themselves that's contrary of what they actually are. Or they're trying to prove to you that there's something that so I could see if this was like a person with like a certain religious background or like, certain level of morals. But in today's world, most people don't have it. So it's more so a game of tease or scheming, something like that, rather than being from a place of, I don't want to waste a body. or I don't want to, get entangled with you and then turn into something otherwise. It's really just a game. And depending on who it is that they're dealing with, they make things more accessible. You could be a guy that's giving her, X, Y, and Z. And at the same time, she could be talking to somebody else who's the dollar million guy or the good conversation guy. And none of those rules apply. So, I get what you're saying on that.
Yeah.
The moral grounds of the world we're in,
But you know why they do that, though, right?
Yeah, I know.
But it's their greatest asset, bro. And I know women hate to say that. Like, think about it. You're going to guard what's important to you. For men, our greatest asset and what we bring to the table is our ability to provide and our masculine energy we give them. So we're going to protect that. We're going to protect the bad. We're going to be like, look, I'm not spending money on you, just for no reason. You understand what I'm saying? And a woman gonna be like, well, I'm not giving you my pussy, so the more body she has, the less the less likely she will be sought after, bro. Everybody knows that. Women know that. You ever seen a group of women argue and you know what they say? Shut up, that's why you a hoe. And they be like, because they know like they know deep down inside that is their greatest asset. And if niggas really be honest and act accordingly with women, they'll quit doing that shit, bro.
So if their greatest asset is their womb and all of that stuff, is that an even exchange without the long-term effects? Like,
what's your game?
In the scenario of like a fling, if that's their great, for instance, my prize chicken, and all these ladies go there, what could I put a price or timeline on these golden eggs? You get what I'm saying? I think the biggest problem is most women don't understand like the power that they're literally sitting at one point.
But where you power?
The power ain't.
You saying the is power?
Absolutely.
To every man?
Since every man's into that. Yeah.
Then that means it's not power. That means it's all about the man. It's about the man's mindset. I ain't mean to cut you off though. Go ahead.
Are you good? I mean, what's the quote? What do you say? It is the most powerful thing in the world. We done went to war. We done been. In reality, it is a valuable asset in the sense of one, pleasure, two, what used as a foundation for my legacy and things like that. And women are the top three most powerful things when it comes to men. The three most powerful things in the world: wisdom, women, and wine.
And wine?
And wine.
Because wine is a spirit. Is that why you're saying it's powerful? Why is wine?
Meaning wine is powerful in the sense that it can alter a man's brain. So wisdom or power or knowledge, something that alters your brain. Women, the effect they have on you, something that alters your brain. You either the influence alters your brain for you, or the thing for your thought process. So if a woman really, this prize version that we all are seeking, if it were that valuable, what is the equal return from us to get something that valuable? And then
it's not valuable.
If it's money, like, okay, my greatest asset as a man, I work hard. I'm transferring money or my lifespan, my life energy into something that makes me money, provisions to provide. Is that even exchange when the bodies continue to pile up on her, but the money I can just accumulate time and time again?
But the thing is, it's like a woman's vagina is only going to be valuable to her and weak men, bro. But money is, everybody needs money. Whether you weak, whether you're strong, it doesn't matter. Money make the world go round. So my thing is this, dog. You can say that a woman's holds power, but that's only, holds value is only true to a man who has a weak mind, bro. Because think about it. If you are a guy whose sex is easily, afforded to you, you can get it whenever you want. You're not going to care if a woman be like, well, I'm going to take my away. Whatever, I'll slide right on Tinder, bitch. I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally how it is. And I will say that women they're even devaluing their vagina even more now by OnlyFans, because now it's accessible even more. Because not only can you get it through a genuine interaction, you don't even got to be a cool nigga to get pussy no more. You can literally just go buy it. So it's really not that valuable, bro, because it's so accessible. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they only use that as a tool to manipulate because they know how much men value it. But if you was a dude, you think she gonna do that to she wouldn't do that to Chris Brown. She would not, bro. I swear she would.
If she's into that sort of thing, for sure. Does Chris Brown have the same effect on, let's say, like a woman from a traditional, like, Nigerian or Japanese or Arabian or Ethiopian background who's not as westernized, where she's thinking of it from the perspective, well, if I do ABCZ, it is attached to my name, which is mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, ancient, I'm less likely to do these things. So pretty much, are we as Westerners indulging in something that only, exists in this bubble of America?
Submissive women are a product of strong men. Masculine women are a product of weak men. So if you take your weak ass over there, she gonna be the same way. I just don't know why guys think that they can skip the part in life of doing the work of self-like improvement. If you do that, bro, you won't have to ask for submissiveness because it's earned. It's not just given. Like, I don't know why guys think that. I think the passport boys, a lot of them, I think the idea of it, I see the validity in it, but now corny dudes are hopping on as an excuse not to be cool in America. Like, I'm dead ass.
I mean, I think it goes back. It stems from two factions.
Mm-hmm.
One, either men who don't mind tricking, or two, men who don't have as much like swag or charisma or charm or value to be able to pull it off here in America.
Yeah.
Like if the problem is, the biggest problem was being city girls, why not go find you a good Alabama, Mississippi, Wisconsin country girl who was never Savannah, Albany? You're one of those country girls that everything that you're showing are the nuance.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to date a girl who ever literally went at Atlantic Station with Blue Mountain. Everything. Wow, the restaurant's outside. Like everything was a me, and I didn't have to cross the pond to do that. And then when they get across the pond, a lot of them are being used. So you're going and you're being a trick, and you're at the same time, these women are hip to it. Some of them you could find like a traditional whatever girl.
There's traditional women here in America. I mean, met them, and I'm gonna keep it honest with you. Even though I don't agree with the way of a lot of women today, I will say that I understand why they're that way. I think the lack of masculinity is the real problem in this world. And I think the biggest group of men, and I know I'll probably get a lot of flack for saying this, the most emotional man is the black man. I'm going to keep it so real with you, bro, because of our influence in that culture is heavily driven by the female. Black men follow women for the most part, bro. We're the only group of, I told y'all, we're not the only group of men who call out women God. You never hear white men saying that shit because it's a certain masculine frame that they hold with their women. I know people don't agree. A lot of people don't agree with what I say, but I'm literally telling you that I pay attention to how men act. Like I told you, I've done security at clubs before. For most parts, if I tell a white guy that he can't get in the club because his attire is not fitting for the event, all right, man, fine, no problem, I'll just leave. But if it was a black guy, man, come on with it, shit, bro. You can let a nigga in, bro. It's like the sense of entitlement is up here because they raised by females. It's so sad. And then you complain about why women aren't submissive to you because you're a bitch. Like real shit. But nobody gonna talk about that.
So men prioritize women as the last thing on their list of completion.
Tyler Shield.
They have to get their whole life and houses in order before they can even, get a woman as a reward. And part of that is one, the responsibility that comes with you actually going in to get this woman.
Yeah.
And that responsibility is, okay, I have to get and take you off of dad's hand. And on two, most of these women elsewhere, you have to get a blessing to even get them. So most of these guys aren't even in a space in their life where they're ready.
They don't deserve women, bro.
They don't deserve it. Because if this were another day and time or another place on the earth, I would have to, and this is like the original symbol of, one of the original symbols of marriage, I have to cut, there's an exchange.
Yeah.
Like my daughter for said dowry, my daughter for said all of this sort of stuff. This is an asset that I'm acquiring, either a business relationship with your family or something that furthers my kingdom.
Like legacy, offspring, children.
Like I'm giving you something that's going to leave 7 strong working sons who go on to be ABC leading.
And then,
so in exchange for this, what do you have for me? And on top of that, she lives like this. Can you afford to at least do this? If not, no. Yeah. Okay, then there's no need for us to talk. That whole vetting system, like, talk to my daughter. My daughter lets me know. I come, I talk to you, I give the thumbs up or thumbs down. And that goes back to the easily accessible nature that we have on our, and here. Where, they don't know that. But
he said they don't know what?
I'm talking about women. They don't know. They don't understand what they have. Or it's a fun toy. And
you say women are a fun toy?
No, I'm saying that's how they what they got is a fun toy.
Well, that's because they made it that way. But you got celebrities who are creating OnlyFans. So what do you think regular women are going to do? Like little suit.
And what fun with suit?
Yeah. So did you saw what's her name? Or Amber Rose? How her son basically said that my mom should be able to do whatever she wants to do with her body because he was getting teased in school about her mom having an OnlyFans, about his mom having an OnlyFans. Do you see how corrupt that is? This boy is going to grow up and tolerate hoism. That's what I call it. I call it hoism with his woman. His woman can have an OnlyFans. He's like, well, my mom did it, so I love you. What a fish.
Imagine a child like that, right, who grows up and let's say he's bullied or he doesn't get enough attention or he doesn't have, women checking for him or whatever the case may be. And let's say he puts his head down, he works hard to be a somebody. And when he's a somebody, he sets up an establishment so that all of this access is easy for guys just like him. So that's a weak man in control who's making decisions, weakening everybody to follow. The women, the men, etc. And I feel like that's probably like the platform that led us to where we are. No strong man would allow this to happen.
But I'm glad you said that, bro, because that was my whole point for the Tyree Nichols case. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That was not about racism. That was not about police brutality. It was about weak men in position of power. Because if you think about it, bro, let's strip these police of their badges and their sirens and their guns. What you got now is you got gang activity. That's the same thing they glorify with Nipsey Hussle and all these rappers, right? Y'all gangbanging. That's fine when they do it. Why is that on national news when you got dudes in Compton beating niggas' ass for wearing a certain color? But when a police officer do it to another black man, although I do think that situation was wrong, we want to attach it to police brutality. Why not just say, damn, we got a problem in the black community with men being weak as fuck? Why do people keep overlooking that?
I think the thing is, I mean, you're using the fact that you're a police officer to do what you're doing. That's the purpose. Yeah, you weak, but you look the title you're using you're hiding behind the cloak of a police officer. And even in that case, I heard they personally knew the person. They knew each other. Like something about he was sleeping with his ex-girlfriend or something.
Even more he's weak.
So wait a minute. The police officer pulled this guy over.
Yeah.
Was like a perfect scenario. Me catching you while I'm on deep. That's what it stems from.
That's what they say. They're basically saying that Tyree Nichols worked at FedEx in a warehouse. I think it was a warehouse, but that's what I saw. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, a warehouse with one of the police officers' baby moms. So he supposedly sent a picture of him beat up to the baby mom.
Yeah.
And that's how that came out. But even if that is true, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Men, when they follow women, they end up in a position of the what if it said to me? It doesn't matter how it happened, that was still wrong. But I just kind of think, like, I don't hear Black Lives Matter when that shit happened. You know what I'm saying? But if that would have been white cops, they would have been all over this bitch. You know? Nobody wants to accept the fact that boils down to weak men in position of power. And if you had stronger men who possessed alpha male qualities, somebody would have been like, hey, look, we ain't finna do this, okay? Because this goes against power. But nobody said that.
Well, see what's the group called? The Scorpion Union?
The Scorpion Union.
So they able to do that, right? Isn't that what they was?
Nah, that ain't what police do. Hell, that's not what police do, bro.
I think the Scorpion.
That's not what that's for.
Are they not like the equivalent of like the Georgia Red Dogs?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a special unit.
They're
But aggressive.
Yeah, but only if it's warranted. Supposedly that was a misdemeanor stop, and then they still have yet proved that this man was driving crazy on the road. Where's that footage?
They said he was. That's what the mother. Was it the mother?
Yeah.
The smoker said it.
That's how you know it was something deeper. To what extent, we don't know, but I think we can all agree that that was wrong. It wasn't supposed to happen, and this was literally an example of men who lack emotion, bro.
Self-control.
Yeah.
All of that sort of stuff. Okay, so I was under the impression that this was just another one of us who was being over the top during a police stop and not cooperate. That's what I thought it was.
But that's all they never shoot them.
Bro, take an L for the day. The cow be flexing his power. You get to go out on. We see the video that I see you. I'm talking about how it initiated.
It was a white man that tased him first.
No, I'm talking about what you get.
I don't know.
It kind of explains the means to interaction. So it picks up where he's outside of the car and the police are attempting to arrest him, but he's like, nah, I'm pretty much not getting questioned. But the reason he got out of the car is because he recognized that he was struggling with this man's wife or girl.
That's good for him.
That's interesting in itself. But if this is a whole hit piece, like, hey, I'm behind this I'm up right level. I'm about to pull them over, back me up. Then that's a whole nother scene. So that's pretty much.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro, because I told you most men are dead or in jail because of their desire for women. And the sooner men realize that women can't be your end all be all, the better your life is gonna be, bro. Like, that's just facts. I don't know how many times we have to keep seeing these scenarios, and when we break it all down, it's behind either you're weak or you're desiring or lusting after a woman. I don't care what nobody said, bro. That's facts.
So explain why a lot of women, and I hear even men, getting plastic surgery. Explain all that stuff. Like, women clearly are doing it to get validation from men. So you can't just say that, okay, men are doing all this for women.
They care. Go ahead.
I don't think the women are doing it for validation for men. I think women are doing it for one, for themselves, and then two, for the peer group, and then lastly, for the attention that comes with it. Men are just like an after or whatever. It's not like, hey, I'm doing this, because something valuable, like, I'm really, if I ever, what's that? Another, I'm going to get married and I have a higher chance of living like, a celebrity or whatever. Just, I think it's one, how they look at themselves when they see a man. Two, how they will be received from their peers. Most of this stuff men don't even ask for.
Because women follow the devil. I'm dead ass. The devil is their daddy. Think for it. Listen, I don't care who gets mad. I don't care if y'all get mad. Listen to what I'm trying to say. Do you ever wake up and be like, oh, man, I can't wait to find a bitch with a BBL? You don't even like that. You don't even like that, bro. They literally do it because of the attention that they get from weak men. Ain't no real man is checking for a woman with a BBL, bro. He's not. Why would you even want a woman that's doing that?
You don't lust,
Bro,
or like,
that's not.
I know some guys who, they were dating women and went and took that trip to BR or Dr. Miami or whatever, and that put their relationship on a very rocky scenario for a good period of time. I would say out of like three, only one managed to survive. The other two, the guy couldn't handle the amount of attention that his woman was getting.
Wait, what you mean?
Meaning, this guy is with this girl.
She got a BBL?
No, she didn't have one.
And where'd they go?
She made it in her mind that she wanted a BBL.
So she went and got a BBL.
So she went to either the DR, wherever, Philippines, whoever.
Yeah.
And the change in their relationship is now she's a baddie with a BBL. So now it's a whole new dynamic. You're dating a whole new person. She's getting more looks and attention than you used to.
But she's not into you.
They're dating. They're trying to make it work.
No, he's dating. She's not.
Well, they're a couple. Let's put it that way. They're a couple.
He thinks that.
And he thinks that. Yeah. But as time goes on and the new level of attention that she's getting, the increase in DMs, the girl, you did that, all that, it's tearing them apart. And out of three scenarios that I personally know of, only one of them managed to work out. Because in the other two scenarios, the guys could not handle, you're dating an average chick. Now she's getting flooded with attention. DMs, this, that, guys looking. Now you're used to being able to go out, have a good time. Now you got guys hollering at your girl. With the relationship going bad, so they aren't doing this for their spouse. Their spouse, they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah, they're doing it for vanity because, like I said, bro, this is what I think men don't understand. A lot of men don't. Some may. When I say that a woman is the biggest Agent Smith in your life, and we're talking about the Matrix, I'm dead ass. The reason that I say that, bro, is because everything about them, in most cases, not all women, because there are some women who are an exception to the rule, but everything about them is about deceit. Filters, fake hair, weave, nails, all of that shit. It's to deceive you, bro. So when you are a man, I'm serious. I'm not bullshitting. So if you are a man, because if they weren't trying to deceive you, why don't you come out the house looking regular? You're not going to do that because you're giving me a fake product of who you really are. And a lot of men fail to realize that they're dating a woman with a for sale sign. If she posting provocative pictures on Instagram, ho. If she walking around with her ass cheeks hanging out, ho, okay? If she's doing OnlyFans, I would never date a chick with an OnlyFans account, bro. Because her only goal is to seek attention from men. She does not care about you. And a lot of men are in relationships with women who do this. You ever seen a Instagram couple, and if you go to the dude's page, you can't tell if that's her page or not. You go to his page, you go to her page, she got one little measly picture of this nigga at the very bottom, but everything else is bending over ass, titties. Come follow me. What's up? Me and my girls getting ratchet. That's not a wife. That's a hoe. But I don't understand.
Other side of it, I feel like a lot of guys who aren't like mature enough to really, or even wise enough to really know the difference between a hoe and a wife, or a woman who has potential. They pick these women thinking, they're thinking with their little mess.
Yeah.
And then they think they can get these women, and then magically she'll turn it off for you.
She'll turn what off?
She'll turn it off. Like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to change clothes. I'm not going to post on Instagram. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to be a whole new person.
Yeah.
And I believe they're really sold on that idea. Not even understanding that what you signed up for is more than likely what you're going to continue to get.
Yeah, but those aren't women, though. Real women are not like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I would never say all women are this way. But when I tell you that most women in our westernized society are influenced by the devil and that is what they're after, is very much true. And if men don't understand that, you're going to lose every single time. Because like I told you, why does it take materialistic things? If you a dude who's completely nothing and you go level up, you get a nice car, crib, jewelry, you flash everything online, bitches is going to flood your DM. Your shit going to look like a Nike store with all the blue check bitches in that motherfucker, okay? But if you are a guy, it doesn't take that for us to be attracted to a woman because we are genuinely closer to God as a whole, bruh. And I know that sounds messed up. I don't care how misogynistic people want to say. So that's not even what misogyny is. But I'm literally telling you, bro, that is facts. We are genuine. We don't care about that shit. We only do the shit we do because we following females. No nigga would be pressed to have $1,000 car note, all this jewelry on his neck if you were not following women. And if more women were more genuine, you wouldn't even feel the need to need that. But I'm not going to say that it's all on the woman, though. That's your fault for being weak and not seeing the fact that she's your biggest Agent Smith. And when you start thinking like that, you don't have problems with females. Nobody want to hear that truth, but it's facts, bro.
This is my schooner. I feel like, in the world that we live in that is built, curated, and run by men, this is a product of what we allow to happen.
Fact.
And
it's our fault, though.
It is our fault. Even, every step of it is what we allow, what we're willing to bend to, and how easy we allow ourselves to fall to like our weaknesses. More than likely, there was a weak man who allowed what we see today to come to be because he finally got in a position of power.
Yeah, but that's because he's wanting to appease the woman so bad, and you cannot deal with that strong energy such as the devil. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can say that that's horrible all y'all want or let's say whatever you want to say about me, but just be a broke dude and go get materialistic shit and see how many women you get. And because if they're not biting the baby, you can't fish with it. So what do you mean?
And so let's bring this back next topic. So we were talking about earlier, paying for sex.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So is it a difference? Like, should a person that's not paying for sex and paying for sex? Like, it's something say it's kind of like fictitious where it's not.
Definitely a difference, but.
But how is it a difference if you had the sex with this person, regardless if you pay for it or not?
Easy tricking if you got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because one man is getting it off of genuine attraction, which I think is the most masculine thing you can do. Or you have another guy who can't compete, but he just chooses to compete with something that's not his thing, and that's his money. And, it's a tool. It just depends on how you look at it. Like some guys, in my opinion, it's like, I don't feel like dealing with all the headache, her emotions, so I'm just going to pay her for it, okay? Because my time is important, okay? If you got it, then, I guess it ain't really tricking because it's a tool. But if you a dude that's working at Walmart and you paying for it and you miss a bill, then you, my friend, all over. Tricking ruins the game because it just creates more women to think that that's how a man is supposed to operate. So I understand why men do it who have the money. It's not about whether you can afford it or not. You ever listen to Larry Jr.?
Jim, that sounds so.
He's a West Coast rapper. You ever heard of him? He said, no matter how much money I make, I'm never going to trick it. Because it's the principle. It's about setting a standard so women can understand that, listen, real men, we don't operate like that. I'm never going to shame a man for tricking, but at the end of the day, don't complain about the holes that you're creating, you little hole maker, because that's what's in the app. That's one thing. I'm just being real, bro.
I think it is a cheat code, and nobody likes to cheat with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, especially a guy who has it, like a guy who money is truly isn't a thing. I think that he's using his money as a way to to cause chaos and destruction. You know what I mean? It's like, for instance, Bam and Kevo. We was like, yeah, I'm not paying $10,000 or whatever the case may be. Pretty much, he's willing to pay a number that's so ridiculous that it would make you second guess your relationship. Like, I could do this because man can, and it's like, oh man, that's that's my fault. That's evil. You know what I mean? So
Okay, so it just clicked to what you were talking about. Yeah. You're saying that the motive behind him doing that is kind of for destruction to kind of be at a higher level than other men because I can do it.
Exactly.
Or it could just all fall down to natural selection.
I mean, natural selection, verbatim. He was saying that he literally does this to have things that he couldn't get naturally. Meaning, it's not that I couldn't pull you, you're not available to me. So I'm enticing you to the point where you're willing to make this like dark exchange just so I can have what I want and you can have what you want.
That's because money don't unlame niggas. It doesn't matter how much money you get. It doesn't matter how much clout you get. If you're a lame, you're going to still be a lame, and you're going to still do lame shit. Like, natural selection is a real thing, bro. In the animal kingdom, when they're animals that can't compete, the wolves just eat their ass. But we can't do that because we're going to go to jail if we kill you. So in my opinion, men like that, off of their head, it is what it is. But we cannot do that because we're going to go to jail. So what they end up doing is they end up being depressed, complaining, tricking, beating women. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I think sex work is saving lives because the men who can't get, they will be raping women. So, but if you think about it though, bro, I told you I've worked in the strip club and I literally see these guys. This gonna sound so fucked up. I seen these guys walk in here and I'd be like, yo, he would definitely be a rapist if this wasn't here. Because there's no way. Because natural selection is gonna get her. He didn't get the genetic pool to attract women in abundance without tricking. So I'm not against. We need them, but don't date them, okay? We're not dating. Just let them do their job.
So Players Club, so Lisa Ray is a no. Don't.
You said is it a no?
Yeah, a person like her that who went to school, was trying to do the right, but she was still,
But you can never date a woman like that because she's following the devil. You understand what I'm saying? And she doesn't. Hey, listen. What's her name?
Diamond.
Diamond in the club stripping. You can't wife her, bro. Because guess what? It's only the right amount of bad that'll make her suck a dick for it, that'll make her sit on the dick for it. She taking her clothes off already. That means she showed you what her value is. It's not you. It's Simone. That's what she following. So I guess you kind of need it though, because we don't want rapists.
I mean, that's twofold. She needed the money, one, to get to school so that she could get money so that she wouldn't have to strip. Well, she needed the money.
But nobody told her to chase being independent.
No, for sure. But
get a man.
Yeah, anyway.
She had a child though, didn't she?
Yeah.
And father wasn't there, was he?
That's what I thought.
He was her boyfriend. Some guy was dead, and he was telling her to stop. She didn't.
Man, that's her fault. I don't have sympathy for women who do that. I do know that there are outliers or women, get into a relationship and they do get married, and there are deadbeat men. We ain't gonna negate the fact that deadbeat men exist. But some of these women, bro, like they go through that phase of wanting the bad guy and the nigga not shit. It's literally you curving 10 good guys in your DM, probably even more than that. But you will go get a guy that ain't shit and then when he not there, I can't believe you, Tyrell. Bitch, you knew he was like that. I don't have sympathy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Because they have like this like they have bad decision making when it comes to relationships, or at least women today have bad decision making, and I think that's because there's no one to no stand up guy to properly vet these guys.
So that's why they can't lead. I'm dead at. I'm not playing.
I feel like that's not their position to do anything.
But they want to.
Yeah, but a lot of people want to do a lot of things that doesn't necessarily get. That isn't beneficial to their life. A lot of people want to,
Yeah.
But again, I feel like it goes back to what it is that we allow. And I think they, out of comfort or maybe some weird compassion or like sign of endearment, we allow certain things to happen like part of not like long-term productive. So a lot of this stuff should have been shut down by some leaders. Like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Turning this industry into a mainstream thing, not a good idea. This is active desperation that people don't want anybody to know about. Now, we as tricks and make it rain guys have turned it into something that's like...
But that's the way of the world, and that's lack of masculinity. And usually, whenever you lack masculinity, you fall into a fake form of masculinity, which is money and cars and stuff like that. That's why you have so many men out here who are using that to cover up the fact that they lack masculinity. And because men are following women, and a lot of women are in like single parent households, they're raising more bitch ass men. And it's going to continue to be this way. Because if you were a real man, you would just be like, I'm not tricking, I'm not doing that, I'm not going for that, I'm not going to allow that. That's not being misogynistic, that's like being a leader. And because women are so used to the lack of men in the household, you're dating a woman who was raised without a man. So how does she don't know how to interact with a man when he says, look, I'm not doing this? She just gonna say little dick energy or misogynistic. And then guess what? She a single mom and now she mad and she 40 years old complaining about not having love. Like Tia Mowry, she left her husband but now she's used up, she got kids, and she thinks she finna get a husband, but it don't really work like that.
I mean, somebody could use it for money.
I mean, possibly, but she won't find love again.
No, I feel like a lot of people are willing to gamble the happiness of
what I mean.
They're willing to gamble like the happiness and the security of family. They'll throw the whole family away just to experiment to see what's really out there.
That's pretty well to America, because I mean, I've been seeing her Instagram since she's been divorced, and she's
living her best life.
Yeah, it's like she's taking shots and stuff. I'm like, wow, like
Yeah, she's pretending. That's what it's called. It's
No,
pretending.
I don't think it caught up with her just yet. She may really be enjoying herself, and she hasn't hit the wall yet.
She definitely has hit the wall. How old is she, like 40?
No, I mean, like
40.
realizing that she hit the walls. This is new to her. She's free. She running like a butterfly. And then,
How many kids she got?
I don't know, so
We got
how many weeks, days, months, years apart before she realized, like, yeah, this ain't.
Well, I'm gonna say this: she has a better chance than the average woman because of her status and money. So she could attract somebody. I think everybody could attract somebody, but it's about like the level of, or not the level, or the type of person you really, really want. Her, like the type of dude she probably could have got 20 years ago, she's not gonna get now. A lot. Yeah, you don't think?
Because she's got money.
I mean, look at
That's all.
But it's not. It's no be genuine.
Okay, but it might not be genuine, but somebody will love.
Well, look at.
Even if it's just for like the same reason somebody married a 60-year-old woman.
That's what I'm about to say. Just like think of Tina Knowles,
But that's fake.
what about?
Ride along until a little strong life and have a baby and go.
But that's acting like a woman. That's what women do.
But that's what women are.
That's my
These are the men who are, coddled by mothers, and they come out.
Yeah.
They live in this, false reality and the extra, sensitive or whatever the case may be. And women are extra masculine and aggressive. Maybe this last guy wasn't submissive enough for her and her innocence, which maybe that's what she's looking for, unfortunately.
A man should never be submissive to a female.
No, certainly not. That's out of order in that aspect. But
You'll lose every time.
most of the time, when a woman finds a guy like that, the more she has to take care of him, the more of like a good standing she'll have for him.
Yeah.
Because it's out of the order. No matter how much money or status she has, taking care of a man usually goes so far on the relationship, really.
Whoever controls the money controls the relationship.
It's fact.
And I think with that, you're going to see it eventually. They might not, at the beginning, they might say, oh, we're one for all the offer, but eventually some ego's going to come into place like, well, no, I'm the one actually making this money. Somebody going to say something, unless, we just have that good couple that looks past that.
If women were not so vain and so of the devil, that wouldn't matter. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. In a perfect world, right, wouldn't it be nice if we could find a woman while we are in our grind phase? Maybe, first of all, if you're making $30,000, you don't got no business being in a relationship anyway, because you're not going to be able to do anything with that. Unfortunately, that's the way the world... No, not shaming on anybody. We all been broke before. We all been broke before. Hell no. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that because they are so vain, I'm telling you the reason why it won't work. Now, if more women were actually as genuine as men were, and they would be like, hey, I can be 50-50 with a guy, and I won't look at him as less of a man, or I won't be masculine with him. I can still allow him to lead because money is not what's the determining factor of what a man is. Then I would say you could be in a relationship with a woman while you're grinding. Because of the fact that so of them are of the devil and they chasing cars, clothes, and hoes, all that type of stuff. When you get with them, when you don't have money, it'll never work. Women are not looking for that. Most women, I'm not saying all, but most women are not in or not in the business of dating a man in his grind phase. And that is the reason why I say that they follow the devil. But they'll date a complete loser with a bunch of money, bro, and it'll be totally fine. Like that's the reason this question will never go away. Why do you think they keep saying, would you date a broke guy or would you date a rich guy that you don't love? That's why, because they're literally telling you they're that vain. I don't think men are seeing this. That's how deceitful a lot of women are.
I don't think it's deceitful.
Well, I think
it more so natural. What it is that they're looking for in a man.
Yeah.
So for instance, right, a man is supposed to provide and provide some level of spiritual. So protect, provide, be a prophet, right? So you would traditionally in a barter system associate that with a hard-working macho man. Now you can compensate that with just having money. So I could be a square or whatever, and I have money, but I'm able to provide. I might not be able to physically protect, but I can hire or whatever the case to put in something that will allow me to still give off this manly man image. So what they're looking for is in their nature. And you as a man, it's in your, typically, it's in your nature to want to be able to give those things. So they're really telling you, like, you know, yeah, I'm going about it in the world, even conniving way. But
that's the problem.
In order to get me off the table, I need these things because in a lot of scenarios, we're going to have a family. And I need you to be able to do ABC so I can operate on my portion of the balance.
But it's a contradiction for a woman to say that they are the species that gives the most love, but their love is only available to you if you have certain monetary things. That's not love. And another thing is that you cannot be emotional and driven emotionally, but also be a creature of love. Because love, in my opinion, if love is going to be what you all are thriving off of, that means that it should be unconditional. But when a woman is emotional, she can never love you unconditionally because there will be things that'll come into the forefront that'll take place that'll cause her to be like, I don't love this nigga no more. Have you ever heard of a woman say, oh, I left him 6 months before I left him mentally? So she literally watching you for 6 months live a facade that she already knows she finna dip. That's how unfaithful they can be.
But you know what that ties into?
What that ties to?
That ties into divorce culture.
Yeah, I know.
If it was unconditional, then the terms has to be unconditional. If I have a backdoor escape route, whether I'm happy or not, I could. Do you think the Mari was not, you know, in a position where she could be happy, or she just wanted to experience other? Like, okay, our words were, I graduated. Graduated from what? Listen, experience or whatever, kissing me. But if unconditional to that being part meant that you ain't going with it, then you can have no choice.
When there's no
such thing. Boredom, the this, the that, and all this, you just need to hit it till we shrivel up.
But there's no such thing. And if you think about it, what is divorce driven by? What is it driven by?
A lot of things, but it's not always from the right perspective.
No, but what is divorce driven by? Like
it's driven by. I think most of us. I know most of it's driven by cheating, and I'm glad we bringing it up. Yes, we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
where you were saying that if you get married and you still been cheating. Is that what you said?
I definitely would, but
let's explain that.
I was going to go into that. We can talk about that. We can say that for another day.
Okay.
Why would I cheat? Because it's in our nature. This is what I think. I think men should be honest with women. If we were more honest and we was just like, look, you know, I'll be, you know, loyal, I'll protect, I'll provide, but I'm gonna do my thing from time to time. You would be in a better position with women if more men were telling the truth. But because more men are so weak and they're beta males, so they're literally lying to women about cheating. So who's really running the relationship? You really think, is this play? Man, goddamn, I mean, fucking all these hoes, but my bitch don't know I got a lot. Why? Because she gonna put me out. You're not a fucking player, you're a beta male. If you're a real man, gonna be like, look, I love you. This is what I'm gonna do. Either you gonna deal with it or you not. You're gonna give her the ultimatum. Just how she gonna give the ultimatum of marriage, you're gonna give her the ultimatum of being a player. And if you are, I'm not gonna sit here and say all men cheat. It is what it is. I think 90% of them do. But if you are gonna cheat, you owe it to women to be 100% truthful about it. Because if not, then you're not a real man. Me, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna tell you. So I don't care.
If you're gonna cheat or you're going into it with the mindset of cheating, you might as well not do it. And if you want multiple ways, you have to be in a culture where that's accepted. So it's almost like you have to do that vetting process multiple times. So for instance, like if we were at like Nigeria or like some of the Islamic countries or even China, that means that I would have to come up with like 7 mules now, 2 times over. And then they all have to be in agreement, and then I have to be able to take care of all of them rather than just like me being like a whore nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I don't trust men that don't cheat.
So pretty much we're gonna end up by saying that, you know, polygamy relationship is what we're looking for.
No, I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in that?
I believe in just tell the truth and do what you want.